Hello Virgo, thank you for tuning into your general read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Daily Tarot by Renata Lechner. For the supportive oracle cards, the magical spell cards by Lucy Cavendish. Already shuffled. Let's go ahead and see what we got. That's an interesting combination. Let's see where this goes. Virgo. I don't feel this is bad for what's actually going on. I feel like whatever's going on is actually going well. Just my first connection to it. I feel like this is more about you feeling whole and like coming to your calm center, something like that. We'll see. Let's keep going with the cards. Because I'm already getting a weird feeling like this is about time for you. You need to recharge is what I'm getting. Because when you're going into the situation, you have the Sun card. The situation, how you add into the situation with everything that's going on, I feel like there's a lot of joy here. You enjoy it. Everything, you like everything going on. It's a good time. Things are good. Whatever situation this is, everything is good. But I'm noticing above it the Queen of Swords. And I've probably said this in other readings, but I don't have like that bitter view of the Queen of Swords. I usually don't feel she's bitter. So some people read her that way, I don't. I do read her as somebody who's very intelligent and thinks things through, keeps things under control. She has a lot of thoughts. She can communicate, but she has a lot of control about her communication. Very mature, like she may have some thoughts about things she sees going on, but she knows how to talk. She knows how to say what she needs to keep things in line, to keep things with what she feels they should be. She doesn't say things she doesn't feel need to be said, but if she wants a change to happen, she's very gifted with moving things forward the way she needs them to move forward. And I feel like that's what's going on here. A situation's going on. The situation is really good, but I'm getting you're also kind of really, really intelligent. Like you see what's going on around you. You see, like, this is that is that. Things are going very well, but that might fall through later. And you're smart enough to, like, you're ready, you're on the ready, you're paying attention. But, like, I don't know, I feel like you have a lot of mental activity. You're keeping this in focus. And I feel like you're a big piece of this being the Sun card actually happening. I feel like you're very helpful in making sure, like, things don't get out of focus. You're very helpful in making sure that things don't get said that don't need to get said. You know, no need for little fires here and there. If somebody starts to get out of line, you very nicely, I feel very graciously, for most of you, I know there's a lot of different people watching, but you kind of get in there, you kind of calm the situation, you address it with that person so they don't bring it up again, but you also make sure it doesn't ruffle anybody else's feathers. Like you're very... Like there's a lot of intelligence going on here. I don't know how else to say it other than you're paying attention to the situation like it's a big chessboard. And you're like, everybody's getting along, we need to continue to get along, and you're just keeping an eye on things. This seems very complicated to me at this point because I feel like you have to keep your eye on a lot of different components. Like it doesn't feel simple. For the majority of you, that doesn't feel simple, but I feel like you're used to each one of these pieces, so you know what to look out for. I don't know if you would view it as complicated, but I'm viewing it like you're dividing, not dividing your attention, but you're keeping your eye on a lot of little pieces, and just if one of them steps out of line a little bit, you graciously get in there and just make sure you smooth it out or put it back where it's supposed to go. Are we good? Okay. Now, the Sun card is going into the Nine of Pentacles, which makes me feel kind of like the Sun energy is still going. It's just kind of still the same feel. And I'm getting like, with the Queen of Swords before, I felt like you were holding some things back. And when I'm getting the Queen of Cups with the let go, no, I still feel that. I feel like you're holding things back. But because everybody's getting along, and I feel like you're seeing the value, like, alright, I have a bone to pick, or this isn't right, or that's not right. But you're like, everybody's getting along. And if I bring this forward, it's just going to throw things off. And I just feel like you're looking at it like, I don't really want to do it. I don't want to bring it forward. It doesn't seem like it's going to make things better. It could upset the apple cart, and I'm really enjoying how everybody's getting along. There might be one or two people who are pushing my buttons, but it's not worth shaking things up about. I think if I just keep it to myself and just let it go, literally the let go card here, right here, you're just like, if I just do that, everybody keeps getting along. I'm still enjoying the situation. I know what to keep my eye out for. For right now, I think I'm just going to let it go. Is that right? Okay. This seems like very matter of fact at the moment. So there's a face down card on in the environment. The face down card is the world, which is a very powerful card. This is like a phase shift. This is like the end of an era, bringing in a new era. That's like a big situation changing in the environment, and it's face down. So I'm not seeing I don't think you're connecting to it. I don't think you're realizing what either you're not seeing it come at all, or you're not realizing what a big shift it really is. Because I feel like this is a big piece of why people are getting along right now. The person who's shifting or changing, their life is changing, I'm getting like they don't have any reason to start problems. They prefer just to end it on a good note. Alright, so this person, yeah, their life is changing. Somebody here is changing. You're getting along with people. See, I feel like this person is setting up the situation and helping. This person seems to be an ally for you without you realizing it. Like, you want people to get along, you're doing your effort to make sure people continue to get along, everything seems good, everybody's, like, it's a happy time, it's a good time. I don't know if it's always been that way, let's put it that way, but currently that's what I'm feeling. And this person is actually your ally in that same thought. The reason behind it is because they're transitioning out of the situation. Their life, like, in some way their life is changing. I don't know, like, I feel in some way their life is changing. It feels like they're transitioning out, to be honest. That's how it feels. I mean, take it with a grain of salt, being a general reading, but... And I'm getting, like, they're your ally without you knowing it. They're also in the same boat. They feel like everybody needs to keep getting along. They seem to be handling it in a very similar fashion. Like, if they see something, they're just not bothering saying anything because they're just like, you know what, why bother? I'm going to transition out of this anyway. So, I feel like it's like, for the Virgo energy, I feel like this is somebody that you're used to having around. You don't see this person transitioning out. You don't realize they're gonna. So in some fashion, they're going to transition out, and they seem to be aware of it. I get on some people, they may know this on a subconscious level. So just to be fair, and I was kind of like trying to walk away from this, but they're like, no, let's pull this forward. Somebody's life might be completing, not suicide. That does not count. Not going that at all. That is not at all what I'm going for. But what there's an ending coming, but it's like, it's not that one. I'm not even going to go down that road, but this is like their life is coming to that finish, and their inner knowing, their deeper soul knows it. It's not like on the forefront, but it's like in the subconscious level. I don't know if that makes sense. Some of them. So if that's what's happening, this is definitely not suicide. I just want to be clear about that, because that's not in somebody's chart. Like, that doesn't really happen like that. Not that I've connected with. I know people might have their other feelings about that, but that's not what I'm going for here, just to say. And I don't know why that seems very important to make it clear there. And I'm connecting with, I had somebody email me, they had a situation where somebody very close to them did end up ending their own life, and this was like months ago this happened, and their reading connected like months later. That's a whole different story. Now that connecting, that's fine, because it's an after message, that makes sense to me. But like if they're going towards it, like going towards suicide, that's not. That's going towards it is a no. If it happened in the past, it could be a message for you to understand what happened. Are we good there? Because I feel like we're mincing. All right. So the gist of this is, the situation is going very well. You're doing your part. It seems like an elongated situation, elongated period of time where the Sun card, the Nine of Pentacles, everybody's getting along. It's a really good time. You're doing your effort. Somebody is like your ally very quietly. One way or another, they seem to be on some level realizing they're leaving the situation. Now, I'm getting what happens is the Aphrodite love spell with the Five of Pentacles. This is what happens in the action line next. This person does, as far as your life is concerned, I feel like they're, at the very least, greatly diminished in their effect on your life. Now, it doesn't have to be a complete break. It doesn't have to be an ending of a life. It doesn't have to be like they moved away so far and they're never going to talk to you again. But there's a change here where their influence on your life is greatly diminished. Their influence on this situation is greatly diminished. And you're feeling like you're missing this person in the situation because, and I haven't seen any like negative connection with this person, but I'm getting you did like them around. At the very least, you saw their value in the situation, and I'm getting you like them around. And you're missing them. The Five of Pentacles is telling me you're missing them. But I'm seeing the Aphrodite's love spells that you still think of them very fondly. Their influence is greatly diminished, but the relationship or your feelings towards this person is very good, and vice versa. But I'm getting like how this kind of led up to this moment and how it transitioned through. I'm getting on your side just to like take it slowly, just go with it slowly. It says health and it's got a cup, like a bowl of soup there, but I'm getting like it's transitioning. It's going through. Just take it moment by moment and just you'll move through it. Some of you might be quite sad about the situation, so I'm feeling like it depends. Like you know how you feel. Some of you may be quite sad about it, but they're saying just take it moment by moment, step by step. You just keep going. You just go one moment after the next. Because I'm getting the health. Like I feel like you're doing fine. If you just keep on the same track, I don't feel like it's going to be easy at first. I feel like you're going to be sad. A lot of you, I feel like, are going to be sad. But just moving forward, just one step in front of the other. Like, don't let yourself stagnate too much. Just keep your body moving a little bit. You don't have to go running races. But, like, I feel like physical movement will keep you okay. It will keep you moving forward. It will help you breathe. And the situation will move on. Because I feel like you don't really care for this ending. But it's just like, it hits that point where it is what it is. And it's made your life a little bit more difficult at the time. They're saying just one step in front of the other. Just concentrate on the task at hand and just keep going. You don't have to run. There's no need to run. You don't have to get into a marathon feeling. But as long as you keep going and keep stepping one foot in front of the other, you'll be okay. And you'll kind of naturally just kind of gain momentum and get out of that feeling as much as you're going to. You'll be okay, though. Just keep... they're saying just keep moving, even if it's slow movements, even if it's not a lot, just keep moving, keep going, and it'll ease itself out over time. You'll be okay. If you stagnate or if you hold still, I'm getting that. They're saying you want to avoid that because that could really hold you in a place like for example, if we're gonna go that someone passing on route, which I'm trying to avoid, but they're pushing it, so like. Some people, and I know everybody mourns differently, but some people, they get very, like they can't move, they stay in bed for weeks. Like, that can just hold you in that position that much longer. And definitely, like, I can't tell anybody how to grieve, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to go there, but they're saying, if you keep moving, like, even though you're feeling this way, you keep yourself moving, even if it's just a little bit, like you're getting yourself out of bed, you're taking a shower, you're getting out of the house a little bit, just if it's just walking to the mailbox, and you just force yourself to do it every day, and you try to force yourself little by little to do more, it'll just naturally break that moment so you can lift from it and start pulling up from it. Stagnating, I just feel like for a lot of people it just holds you in that negative moment that much longer. Even if it's so slow that other people don't really see that you're doing things, as long as you know you're doing things and you're pushing yourself to keep doing things, like you're still getting up at 8 o'clock in the morning, still taking a shower, getting out and getting the mail, and just, forcing yourself to get up and do things even though you don't want to. That type of thing. I'm getting it'll be a lot easier for you than just like if you just, because I know of people who've done this, and I'm not judging at all. I'm just saying, if you stay and you can't get out of bed for 2 weeks, it just makes it harder for you. I don't know if that makes sense. It just makes it harder for you. It just makes that pain that much more real, and it makes it harder to pull out of it later, because at some point you will pull out of it. Are we good? They're telling me we're done. All right, I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.